Day 1 complete.
Hour 24.
Yeah.
24 hours. It's, what time is it?
It is exactly 11 o'clock on Monday the 25th, which is exactly 24 hours since we woke up yesterday on the 24th.
I'm still feeling okay.
I'm coming up on a high at the minute.
I'm still not finished with my low point yet.
I had a really low point from about 6 until 10.
I'm still completely not with it.
I swear, Claire, you just had the whole thing's been a low point.
No, not the whole thing. I think from about
like 4
o'clock this morning I've been kind of
low.
on the decline.
Well, we'll look forward to
25.
25 then.
After 24 hours of each other's constant company, we went back to our own houses to freshen up, before meeting with some friends to see if our social skills were still functional. By this point, it's 4:30, the 29th hour of our sleep deprivation challenge. During the meetup, we asked a few friends if there were any noticeable changes in our appearances, or if we behaved any differently than we normally would at a social gathering.
Yeah, actually, looking at you now with my sunglasses off, you've got really big, like, yeah.
Okay.
We could play Kick Rounders. Slow.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
You're talking, like this.
Forgetful.
Definitely less energy.
Fantastic. Okay. But after 30 hours, you bloody hope so, wouldn't you, really?
No.
Okay. She slurs quite a lot. She doesn't make sense. She sounds like she's drunk.
Doesn't make sense normally.
She always goes dum-dilly-um in the middle of sentences, actually. She fills up words with weird random syllables. Are you just making this up?
She forgets what she's
You've done it quite a lot. You've done it quite a lot. You spilled drinks all over the table. Yeah, you're a little bit quieter.
I'm a little bit quiet.
You're a bit slower at reacting. If I'd said an insult to you a couple of minutes ago, you wouldn't have heard it. You haven't really changed.
I'm good. Crap this morning, but from the high from 11 still here.
I'm so tired. I can't keep my eyes open. They won't stay open on their own. I've stayed awake,
But you're still on a big low.
yeah, I haven't come up off this low since about 4 or 5 o'clock this morning, and so I'm pretty tired.
Despite the fact that it was refreshing to be out of the house, surrounded by friends, and so our minds somewhat taken off the sleep deprivation challenge, it was shortly after the 30-hour point that one of our members decided that she'd had enough.
Cinnamon.
Good night.
Night.
Love you. Have a lovely sleep.
At that point, Claire decided that the sleepiness was too much to deal with, so she used the safe word, cinnamon.
It's not comfortable. It's going to be really awkward now. You're all going to be watching it.
And I'm filming.
So is this the first time you said?
Kinky word.
So, Claire is going to sleep.
Yeah.
Um,
Tired all of a sudden.
one down, 2 to go. Just like the days.
Are you going to drink?
Right. In the middle of the day, on day 2, I was very, very, very low point. And so for a bit, I did use the cinnamon, the safe word, and then I went to lie down a bit, and I intended to sleep. Didn't actually lose consciousness, and when I got up again, I felt better. So I'm counting that as not jumping ship. So I'm still aboard this thing. I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna do it.
Because she remained conscious, we decided to let Claire withdraw her call of cinnamon, and so she continued with the challenge.
So this is hour 34, almost 35, nearly halfway there.
I'm feeling way better than I did before.
I've been feeling pretty good since about 11 this morning. I haven't really come down from that. Feeling a bit cold at the minute, go outside, not really moving much.
Still feeling a little bit vacant, actually. But other than that, I feel quite alert. My joints are kind of hurting. A bit bruised perhaps, but other than that, everything's going according to plan.
Tonight's probably going to be hard because my eyes are drooping more constantly.
Not looking forward to tonight though, because it's hot. There's no motivation in the dark. There is motivation in a dark sky, but it's much harder to find it.
And my nose is tickling me and my joints are hurting me.
I'm really not looking forward to the low that's inevitably going to overcome me at some point soon.
And my brain feels really slow. So it's going to be a long night, but it's going to be interesting.
I think now I'm on a high, so the night should be quite fun for me. I'm quite looking forward to it. But I do intend to do the 72 hours. Everything's going very well. I haven't really hit anything that's too difficult yet, so I'm still waiting. And I hope it comes, so I'd like to see if I could overcome it. But for now, goodbye.
After what had seemed like an impossibly long day, the three of us finally reached the 36-hour point, which was halfway through. By this time, all of us felt like our bodies had settled into some kind of a constant state. Not really a high or a low, but just a general acceptance of the fact that we were exhausted and yet had to stay awake. As we were halfway through the challenge, we took a look back on our progress and considered the daunting prospect of another whole 36 hours after what we had already done.
But it's amazing the transition between what a few hours can do, because obviously something was completely different when we were when I was personally at a low point, and now, which is so little time, I was going ooh, and kind of my sentences and my words wouldn't come out, which is really interesting. How your low point, you obviously can't find specific words, and you can't structure sentences, and yet a few hours later we're completely fine with it. One thing that I was saying earlier, when you guys were at your house, was that it was so much harder alone to do it.
Yeah, when I was walking on my own, kind of my mood turned a lot more sour because I was on my own. There was no one to bounce it off of.
I think the most important thing when you're on your own and when you're with people is just the stimulation and distraction from your own
head. From your own mind.
That's why it's so important to leave the house. You get thrown into the real world, and you don't the natural light straight away, of course, will wake you up, but it's been in the situations where it is just being thrown back into real life and having to deal with it. You don't have the chance to think about yourself and think about the fact that you have had no sleep. You just get on with it because the other person's getting on with it.
I think
you're going to pull through tonight.
I'm going to do my best to get to the 48. 48 is what I really, really want to do. 72 is a bonus.
I think when it gets to 48, I truly know that. At the minute I'm thinking, I can got a better chance.
Kind of thinking I can personally do the 72 hours.